You would get addicted to that.
I just want to learn shit.
You would like it because there's so much to learn. That's the thing about it. It's a long
never
journey.
ending.
Never ending. Yeah.
Never ending journey of shit.
And there's so many different variations of each different individual move and entries into new moves and defense, and then the structure of it it gets so crazy. It's super complicated.
My son is heavy into boxing and karate. I got him into those, so he does them both. So the reason why I want to do it, I just like to keep up with him so we can, do things together.
Mm-hmm.
I have trainers come to the house and we'll work out together. He loves it. So I just don't want to get left behind to where I can't do.
You're like,
I don't want to be that.
17, 18. Would you say, Dad? Hold on.
Yeah, you don't want that.
We better back up.
Yeah.
When he start getting that much confidence, I just want to be able to keep up and maintain. So that's why I like to do it with him.
Well, it's good for a kid too to have that in your head where
Just
you know how to
confidence.
defend yourself.
Confidence.
Yeah.
You need that for confidence.
It'll help you avoid things too.
Well, I tell my kids, your last name puts a target on your back that you didn't ask for. And we don't go and create problems, but you should always be prepared for problems if they were to occur. And if they do, I just want you guys to know how to defend yourself. So the things that I have my kids doing is just have the knowledge and understanding. The worst thing is just not knowing. They're growing up completely different than I grew up. Where I grew up, you had no choice but to know. You ain't know how to fight, that's your ass. Because you're going to get tested. There's no way around it. You're going to get tried. You're going to get robbed. You're going to get your book bag taken. Somebody going to try to take your sneaks. Like, it's the reality. It's not a false reality. That's real. So if you're not prepared for it, if you don't have any type of heart, you won't last. From where I grew up, heart was everything. And heart was sometimes saying, I don't care if I get my ass whooped. I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not gonna allow y'all to think that this can happen. So I'm gonna lose today, but tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna talk. Whatever that moment was, it was about establishing any level of respect that you could, and that respect eventually turned into friendship from all. So my kids don't know what that world is like. They're never gonna have it. So as a parent, I just have to make sure that you have all the tools that I can possibly equip you with, because my parents didn't have the ability to provide me with that. They weren't in the financial space to take me here and have this extracurricular activity or this extracurricular activity or learn this or learn that. Didn't exist.
That is the big conundrum of successful people.
Word.
When successful people have kids, what made them successful is dry. I grew up poor too. We were on welfare and food stamps, the whole deal when I was a little kid. And that always stuck in my head, this thought, like, we might not have enough food. Like, I remember thinking that when I was little. Like, what if we don't have enough food? What if we run out of food? My kids will never feel that. They don't understand what that is. And everybody that I've ever met that's interesting came from some crazy struggle when they were young.
Yeah.
And that's the thing of you and I and most people that are doing well in life, you're raising your kids in a completely different way than literally what brought you to the dance in the first place. The hunger of not being one of those people that's left behind is what makes you successful in the first place.
And it's scary. It's scary because, my wife told me, she was like, I love that you're not hard on your kids, but you always make sure there's a lesson within your conversation. Like, I don't yell. I don't yell at my kids. Nothing's going to register when I'm yelling.
God, I wish I could.
So I try my best to talk to you. Even when I'm at my angriest, I'm going to talk to you so you can process this, because you need to understand what's the problem. You need to understand what's wrong. And what I had to really realize is they didn't ask to be born into this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not their fault.
Right.
That they're coming up completely different than how we were raised.
Right.
And we can't have anger or frustration that's dedicated and thrown towards them because they got it so much better than what we had. How do we make sure we pass down the proper lessons so that they appreciate and understand and not take for granted what they have?
Right.
For me, it's tough because
or not overlook
kids,
talent that
good
you have.
students. They apply themselves to
the
school.
wrong
They
things.
listen. They don't do dumb shit. Yeah, they
Even
want
if
to
it
play
seems
video
fucking
games
crazy.
and stay up like any other kid.
Yeah.
But there's no signs of bad or crazy.
Yeah.
And the fear and panic is that you got to know that bad and crazy exists.
Right.
This fairy tale that we're in
Oh, I
isn't
do.
real. And at some point, when I'm not around, when your mother's not around, when your friends or other family aren't around, you may get tested with the other side that's out here that you've never seen.
Right.
So I gotta prepare you for the shit that you don't know exists. I gotta take you to Philadelphia so you can see. I try to show my kids where I grew up, thinking it's gonna be like a, oh my goodness, backfired. It's so cool. Can we live here? Shut up. Hey,
Oh,
everybody,
Jesus Christ.
fuck you talking about? Get in the car. Everybody, in the car right now. Everybody, we talk about this when we get back. This is not going the way I was supposed to. Oh my God, it's so cool, Dad. It's so different. Oh my goodness. Walked them around the neighborhood, and it's like, it's not a reality. You didn't have grass? Goodness, Dad.
Oh, that's crazy.
Where'd you play?
Wow.
Like, it's, when you hear these things, it's so different, man.
Blowy.
These were your steps. The steps are broken. How did you even play? Oh my God, Dad. So wait, where was yours? We lived on the top floor. Not the whole thing? No. This is 3 separate units. So the top floor was me and grandmom's. The middle, that was somebody else. That was a neighbor. And downstairs was somebody else. 3 different people lived in this one thing. Together, y'all were strangers? Like, they don't...
Think the heavens only.
Hey, shut up. Everybody, my only answer is everybody in the car. Get in the car. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say at this part. Everybody in the car. But when you see that, that's the reality that you get hit with of, I got to make sure that I'm talking. I got to make sure that I'm constantly teaching.
Yeah.
If I'm not, then I'm not doing my part. I'm failing. You know, took them to the
Sorry,
neighborhood
guys.
and showed them how stores are in the neighborhood. That's where we got candy from. Here's where we would get little sandwiches from. Y'all walk. We don't have no stores like this. We can't walk to stuff. It's a completely different world.
Wow.
It's a completely different world. See people standing on the street corners. What they doing there? They selling drugs. That's tough right there. Those are people that your dad still knows. They've been there forever. That's what you don't want to do. But they're forced with these decisions just because of what they have to do. You just need to see this. Dad is taking you here to see this. Drove them all around North Philadelphia, all around South Philadelphia. Made sure they could see it.
Born and raised.
You gotta physically see. We go out the country, we go to these resorts and islands. Before we go there, we're gonna drive around so you can see what exists. Before you get to this is why we have to be good people. This is why we treat everybody with respect. This is why your dad likes to give.
We should.
Everybody doesn't have. I'm constantly beating my kids with that information. Because if you assume that everybody does, you come off like such an asshole when you're around people that don't.
Yeah.
Yes,
What?
you do.
You don't.
And that's when you know
Also,
you
the
should
advantage that
be
they have
around.
growing up the way they are now. It's such a rare thing, and they
So
don't
rare.
understand it. There's no
Probably
way they
a very
could.
small percentage.
Yeah.
A very small percentage. And that's something that I never want to let go of either. So I was in the back of my head. So how you're talking about how, are we going to have enough food when you were coming up? Chris Rock's joke is so great that he used to tell about how he keeps a bag packed at the front door because he don't believe that this shit is his. He said, I truly believe that at any point, somebody gonna go, gotcha. You thought you lived here, didn't you? This ain't yours. And I was like, it's so real because even though you have it, you can't lose the sight of reality of what it once was.
Yeah. Are you comfortable where you are now, or do you still have those thoughts? Like, is this real?
Silly rabbit.
Because you're at this
Watch out for your face.
stratosphere of fame and success. It's rare amongst the rare.
Mm-hmm.
It's like David Goggins said, you are uncommon amongst uncommon men.
Yes,
I
I
will
am.
be 100% honest and
Yes,
say
I am.
I'm comfortable with
I'll
the
put
understanding
that to the test
of
any day.
hard work brings great.
Oh, different is different.
This is a reminder
And
of the
actually,
hard
friendly.
work and dedication
If
that
you're
I
not
put
a
into everything
reader.
that I've done.
And
I'm
I
not
don't mean
content
I'm really nice to.
because I know where I came from.
I
And I
mean
don't
those
ever
who
wanna go
choose to
back.
be retarded.
That doesn't mean I don't want to go back to the city. That doesn't mean I want to go back to the people. That means I don't want to go back to living like I once was. I'm gonna go back and I want to help. I want to inspire. I want to motivate. I want to show people that there is a way out. That there is a way to do more, to get more, to obtain more. But I personally don't want to lose all that I've been able to get. So I need to make sure that I do everything to keep it. So I can't be content.
Mm.
So there is
Till
an
I can take it with
understanding,
my foot behind my back.
but I refuse to click on
Done
the
it
switch
once.
of,
I'm like,
So even if you even if you have more money than you'll ever spend for the rest of your life, that's not what it's about.
no.
It's about the inspiring people and the influence and constantly giving back and moving forward in a positive way. And the only way you can do that is to stay active.
It's the story, man.
stay active and drink plenty of fluids. If it helps you not drink, put your water in your fucking old drinking bottle. Worked for 40s. Worked for Everclear. Much more hydrated person now.